Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMTrading. Today is March 8th, 2022, and today is Tuesday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, gold explodes to the upside with oil remaining steady and strong. Now looking at the major economic events of the day, nothing scheduled for today, but we have enough going on in the markets right now that we don't need any economic events. Oh my goodness. Now looking at the Forex symbols, starting out with the British pound and the Australian dollar, both of them sell off significantly. We call that tanking. In terms of the indices, the Dow Jones, the NASDAQ, the DAX, the NIKKEI, everything continued to tank as well. Now looking at commodities, gold, as mentioned, exploded while oil fills the gap. We're going to take a look at that technical term in just a second. Stocks, they're weak and some are weaker. Okay, we're going to take a look individually. And lastly, Bitcoin remaining steady. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So we can take a look at the euro right now, and it's consolidating at this bottom area, 108.7, not doing further selling, but at the same time, okay, it's not bouncing too hard either. I mean, look at a 4-hour chart. We're right there, okay? It's not bouncing too hard either, which is what's the sign here, okay? So we may bounce today as a short squeeze. Looking at the Gbp Usd, look at that. Falling out of bed, and it's below this supportish level of 131.63-ish level. We're at 131. That is significant. Okay, that's a really big move on the downside, and this potentially could go further down. Now we do have a quasi support level right here. If we look at a multi-week, that's where we're at. We're at a multi-week chart here, and you could see the massive kind of look at this aggravated volume right here that is correlating to this massive sell-off. That means that is real sell-off, and I do expect it to trade further down. It might not happen today or tomorrow, but there are major sellers up at this area, so it's going to go down. There's nothing else to really say about that. Now looking at the Australian dollar as well, we tanked. I can't even say, you know, it's like 250 pip move on the downside. We haven't been trading like this in a long time. Now we are again at a supportish area, so we may bounce off of this area as well. Looking at gold, look at that, 2019. Okay, we're almost, look at that. It just exploded yesterday. Nothing really to say. You couldn't even catch it if you tried. 1980 and then okay. Now keep in mind, all-time highs are 2060-ish level, 2070-ish level. Okay, so we're inching close to that. We're about 2020. So with that said, just be aware of it. I don't like to chase things up. I like to anticipate the move. But look at the inflection, okay, where we're looking at the GBP has increased volume on the downside. This has increased volume on the upside. Okay, that is significant. That's very, very significant for us in terms of where the future of gold will be. Now looking at crude oil, also we filled in the gap. This is called fill in the gap. When you have a gap up, right, and prices gap to 125, and then they spiked all the way up to 130, and then we teetered out. Now when you fill in the gap, okay, and it sustains itself, that's usually a bullish formation, okay, which we should continue to go make new highs. Now there's going to be some resistance at 127, 130, but for all intents and purposes, that was a really great opportunity yesterday at 117 to catch on the downside. Now looking at the individual U.S. markets, first let's start out with the Dow Jones. Okay, trading right now at 33560. It's bouncing this morning. We are getting that bounce, almost 300 point bounce just this morning. However, just realize we are on major support level right now. Okay, if we do break this, then we could possibly see it go down to 131-ish level. Okay, if this does breach this 132,500-ish level and continue selling off, we may see it even selling off further. So just be aware of that. Okay, this may give us a bounce later today, something to consider as this is making the correctional move. Now looking at the NASDAQ, okay, also on supportish level. This is really important, supportish level, 13,000. If we look at individual stocks, excuse me, that's looking at Apple. It did sell off, but not making new lows, okay? That there's going to be like a variance. This is weak, but it's not the weakest, okay? If we look at Facebook, dead, Okay, we're below 200. Remember, we even pushed it to 210 after selling off. I mean, this is just classic trading. This could go down to, I mean, if we look at a weekly, boy oh boy, this could even go down to 141. Okay, so you know, those people that are long Facebook, just be aware of that. Looking at Microsoft, also weak but not weakest. Okay, so that's really very important here. A point to note, I mean, yeah, are we on the downside? Yes. Are we trending further down? Yes. But is it going to be a clear? Not necessarily. Now, looking at Cisco, we're trading sideways at $55. And looking at Amazon, weak, really weak on its lows and could possibly break lower. JP Morgan broke that 130-ish level, 136, 137-ish level, and next real support area is 118. Okay, so, you know, with all these cases, everything is really weak in the market. Okay, just a matter of what's weakest. Okay, we may get that bounce today just to get that bounce. All right, just as the markets do when you get that spike up. Now, looking at Bitcoin, didn't do much yesterday, didn't further sell off. Okay, so we're trading at 38,600, possibly bounce here. Okay, so that could be a potential move for later today. It's a long daily review, but there's lots of things going on in the market, so don't want you to miss it. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.